This good coconut water. I know you guys probably thought I was drinking some wine. Not in this video, not today. But what's going on, kings and queens? It's Fresh Paws on your screen, and I'm back with another video. Let's get into it, shall we? So, today I'm talking about me coming out. Honestly, I have to say this is probably like one of the most shortest stories that I could probably give to you guys. Probably. So basically, I kind of want to just start off with just how I personally knew that I was interested in girls. I've always had like I've always been aware of my sexuality, I guess, or just the fact that I was a sexual being when I was 5. It sounds crazy. It sounds crazy. Woo! That's so good. Personally, I think the regular, good, pure coconut water kind of tastes like Fruity Pebbles. Has like a fruity taste to it. And then again, coconut is like a fruit. So it does have a fruity taste to it, which is something I'm not used to, only because I've had like coconut, like ice cream and stuff like that, and it never had a fruity taste to it. It just tastes plain like coconut, and it would have like coconut chunks in it. But it's a really good drink, and I really feel like for someone who's trying to get their health back on right and trying to, get their diet right and get their, I'm trying to gain some weight, guys. I'm the first person who would probably ever really say, no, guys, I'm trying to gain weight. I ain't trying to stay skinny. You see these legs? Skinny, okay? I ain't trying to stay skinny. But back into the video. So yeah, I found out I was interested in girls when I was 5. My first kiss was with a girl. And, yeah, at 5. My first kiss was with a girl. When I got older, I remember this one story. My grandmother, she lived in this apartment with her husband. And they had like this community pool that we go to every time we visited our grandparents during the summertime. They'd have it open, and whoever lived there got in for free, whereas others would only have to pay like $2, which I still feel like was generous considering you don't live there and they're letting you use their community pool. But my point in saying this was we would always go to the pool in the summertime. Hello, it'd be hot. And so there was this older woman there, and I was, I'm in a pool, and I'm in a pool with my sister, my brothers and stuff. And so my grandmother notices, okay, first of all, she doesn't notice that I was the one actually looking at the woman's boobs, because her boobs were actually really big, but I was attracted. And she didn't notice that I was looking at this woman, but she blamed my sister for looking at this woman in that kind of way and making it seem like she would be the one who was gay. My sister definitely felt some kind of way about that. This is when I was I had to be 9 or 10 years old, which means she was 8 or 9 herself. So I know my grandmother saying that to her probably got underneath her skin a little bit. And so I find it very interesting that I just have that story to recall on, because technically it was me who was looking at her that way. My sister was just looking at her because she was just somebody who was walking by, but I was actually looking at her that way. So I thought it was very interesting to just kind of bring up that little story, because that was kind of like a part of me realizing that I am interested in females. And then when I got into middle school, obviously you would have your regular crushes and stuff like that on females who are celebrities, actresses. Mine's were Charlize Theron. What is her name? Shoot. Homegirl off of Bill Cosby show. She was Denise. Yes, Denise was another girl crush of mine's. I'm very picky, guys. I'm sitting over here trying to think, but I don't want to waste too much time trying to think about some other girl crushes that I had. But yes, I definitely had girl crushes growing up. But they were never to the extent where I wanted to be with them or nothing like that. It was just, it was a girl crush. Like, I thought she was pretty. I thought she was cute. Da 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 da. And then, so middle school, there's this new girl who comes, and, we don't hit it off at first, but we wind up becoming friends later on down the road, and we were sharing the same gym class, and I was watching her take her clothes off, like, while we were, changing in the gym room. Now, I know how some of you will definitely feel about this situation, because I know that if you are gay, lesbian, transgender, people just like to get to, like, wreak havoc on you. Like, oh, y'all need to have your own gym room. Y'all can't come into this bathroom. Y'all have to have your own bathroom because you're going to try to hit on me and I don't like you. Bitch! Now, I don't use cuss words, very often. I don't use it heavily either. I really, really try not to use cursing. But, in those moments, you're just kind of like, don't know, like, just because I'm gay doesn't mean that I want you. And I mean, a lot of us have already said that. Like, just because I'm bisexual doesn't mean that I want you. Because I still like men. Don't get me wrong. I'm bisexual. I like men. I like women. Okay? Currently, I have a girlfriend and we have a daughter together. So it doesn't look like I'm going anywhere anytime soon. And if I am, that's to the grave. So, with that being said, this particular female that I'm talking about happens to be my girlfriend. And she was feeling me before I knew that she was feeling me. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Say when I say that. But I don't want to talk too much about our story. So I want to talk about me and how I came out. So those were just certain things that I realized about myself growing up, that I actually was indeed attracted to females. But I was never open with myself about it. Like, I wasn't honest with myself about it because I was still denying it. And I was around people who, when it was starting to become something that was heavily used, or, I was around people who used it more heavily, it started to become questionable for me. And I used to feel scared about the idea of being gay, because before I even allowed myself to be honest with myself about that, I kind of, I would see a lot of history about the things that they used to do to gay people, the things that how they used to treat us, and it was scary. And I felt like, no, I'm not gay. I'm not gay. I don't want to have that kind of, I don't want to live that kind of life. I don't want to be scared for my life. I don't want to feel like, if I come out here and I'm attracted to another female, that she's going to try to hurt me, or she's going to out me to the world, and I'm going to have to feel like I'm in this bubble. Hell no, I wasn't trying to feel that way. But I feel like I got to a space where, when I finally was able to be with my best friend and we were serious about it, I opened that door. Now, mind you, I opened a door that I wasn't ready for. And it caused a lot, it did cause a lot of hurt and pain in the initial part of our relationship before it actually became something bigger. And I struggled a lot. Even after being in the relationship, I struggled a lot. Before I told my family, I struggled a lot because I was just like, I don't know how they're going to accept me. And at the time, I was going to church religiously. I was a Christian from the heart. So, everything. So just to have those feelings and just to be religious the way that I was, constantly going to church, and I was really into the Bible. I would always remember Bible verses when I would go to, Sunday school. Like, I was really, really good at those things. And then when life started to switch and change on me, there was a lot of things that I had to relearn. And I had to relearn myself, and I had to start loving myself, because I felt like I wasn't loving myself and I wasn't being honest with myself. And so I was hurting my best friend in the process. So when I finally realized, I'm not going to say finally realized, because what really happened, so I actually came out to my grandparents before I came out to my family members. I hate my phone. Like, I can never do anything with my phone trying to interfere and be in the middle. But where was I? Yeah, I came up to my grandparents first. It was very interesting because me and her had taken a trip to my grandparents, and we were staying there for 2 weeks. I think it was actually supposed to be for just 1 week, and then when we got there, stayed there for a couple of days, and something was going on within that second week, so we stayed for another week. And so we stayed there, and it was crazy. Like, the radio, literally, turn on the radio, it was talking about people who were gay or gay relationships. Like, coming to the house, we turn on the TV, gay relationships, gay couples. Then my grandmother comes out of her mouth talking about gay people and gay couples, and how we have and how I have a cousin who's gay. And now, mind you, they don't know that they didn't, in that point in time, they didn't know I was yet. So it was kind of hard, a little bit to kind of hear what they may say about it. My grandmother, on one hand, she doesn't necessarily care for it. I mean, to each their own. That's how I feel. To each their own. And, but my step pops, on the other hand, step grandpops, put it that way, he definitely showed a totally different side of him that I did not care for. And it was a side of him that showed that I didn't want to be around him anymore. And like I said, I was honest with both of them, but it definitely made me feel uncomfortable with my step grandpops. Coming home, man, I want to say I didn't tell. So basically, I got in a relationship in June. Got in a relationship with my best friend in June, 4 days after my birthday. And I didn't tell my parents until September, after we went back to school. And I had said I wanted to hold a meeting because I had something important to say and I had something important to share. And everyone was sitting down anticipating, and I just blurted, me and my girlfriend are in a relationship. Now, mind you, my best friend obviously knew my family already. She obviously has been around them, and they knew her, and for the most part liked her. So I didn't really think there was going to be issues or problems. So I was just like, the only issue would be the fact that we're girls, and I was just hoping it would be a good outcome. And honestly, I was surprised. It was a really good outcome. My step-pops at the time, who's no longer in the picture, and my mom and my brother was like, oh, I already knew that. And I was like, what? Excuse me? But it's funny, though, because there was a time where she was staying with us, and this was around the time where she was about to actually move. She was leaving, and we were just friends at this time. This was like our eighth grade year, and she was moving at the time, and she was staying with us a little bit, and oh my gosh. So we were like play fighting and stuff like that, and then my step-pops came up to my room while we were in there, and I kind of really forget everything that happened, but he was just basically like, you like her? Because first he was saying like how I liked, my current girlfriend, and then my current girlfriend liked me, and we were looking at each other and looking at him like, what are you talking about? More so, I was like, it was like I didn't really answer, but I felt like I had to so that I could cover myself. You know what I mean? Because, you don't want to look stupid. Like, if you have a crush on your friend, like, this is, regardless if it's girl, boy, or girl and boy, I don't really care. Like, you get those butterflies, and then you also get nervous because you don't want that rejection. So I was just kind of like, trying to, laugh it off. But a part of me kind of felt angry about him saying that, and I feel like that anger was because it was true. And I didn't know it yet. So when I came up to my family, they pretty much told me like they already knew that, and I was so shocked and taken aback because I'm just like, what? Excuse me? But I have to say, my sister wasn't too fond. I have two sisters and a brother. that all lived in one household. But I am the oldest of 9 children. So, yeah. But within the household is 4 of us, and it's 3 girls, me included, and a boy. And so my youngest sister, who's a year younger than me, not because I have my younger sister is the one. My younger sister, who's a year younger than me, is the one I'm talking about, and I have another younger sister who's 5 years younger than me. And obviously I have more siblings, and I will definitely talk about them another time. But in this particular video, she wasn't very fond of me being in a relationship with her, and I had to deal with a lot of backlash from her too, like a lot. And I always got Jesus and Christ thrown in my face, and stuff like that. I mean, definitely it's different. It's different today. But coming out, I definitely put more stress on myself than I should have. And I feel like everyone's coming out story isn't going to be the same. Some of us have very, very emotional convictions, and some of us just have, we just happen to have had those people who were understanding and still loved us and still kept us within the home, and accepted the person that we were with. We were with. But I guess the point of me bringing up my coming out story is just because, I am bisexual. I am a part of the LGBT community. And I do see myself as someone who is more than just my sexuality. Yes, I love both men and women. Yes, I am currently in a relationship with a female, and we have a daughter together. But none of that defines us as individuals. You know what I mean? Like, none of that defines us as individuals. I love who I love, okay? But at the end of the day, I love everybody. But who I happen to lay in bed with, it's not necessarily anyone's business. But I'm willing to put my story out there. And I'm willing to say, hey, I'm bisexual. And I don't care about the hate. I don't care about how you guys feel. I got to a point where I don't care about how people feel probably this year. Yeah. Hence the reason why I'm even doing this YouTube. Because if this was some time ago, I wouldn't have been able to. I wouldn't have been able to do a video like this and then, wait for that time when I have the viewers and the subscribers that I want, and then people really start commenting and really start giving their opinion. I don't care about your opinion about my life. Okay? Because you know what? If your opinion really mattered, you'd be willing to help me. You'd be trying to do something to change the circumstances. And not necessarily change me. But there's a way to go about giving your opinion and being nice and letting it go. But there is no changing me. There is no changing anybody who chooses. I mean, I think it's hard. I think it's really hard to talk about this topic because I don't want to use the wrong words, considering I am a part of the LGBT community. I don't want to use the wrong words. Damn, 18 minutes long? I gotta do some editing. But I just feel like we're all human. We should love who we want to love. And straight relationships aren't any different from being in a gay relationship, lesbian relationship, bisexual relationship, polyamorous, whatever you want. There's no difference. You still got to deal with someone's emotions. You still have to put in the work. You still have to give that person attention. You still have to prove through your actions that you love them and that you care about them. And I think at the end of the day, that's what really matters. We spend so much of our time hating on people, and I don't understand why. And when I use hate, I don't use it like how other YouTubers use hate. But I just felt like I wanted to just give out my coming out story. Like I said, it wasn't really that big of a deal, my coming out story, because like I said, I had people who were understanding. But at the same time, I will say it was very shocking to go to school and find out and like tell my friends, and then for them to be like, oh, well, some of them were like, I kind of knew that. And then other people were like, really interesting, like, why? And da-da-da-da. And then, you get the typical guys who are like, oh, you're too pretty to be gay. And you're too handsome to be a dick. I mean, I'm just saying. But for the LGBT community. I definitely appreciate all of the hard work that the LGBT community really tries to do, because they really try to put out information that is useful and helpful for people who don't understand. And they're definitely more willing to help those who are within the LGBT community who don't have anywhere to go. And I just give the LGBT community a shout out, because we are awesome individuals. Just like straight people are awesome individuals. But I just don't understand the idea and the concept of why we have to use titles and why they matter so much. Because to me, if you're human and you're living, that's all that matters. And I hope you guys have a great day. I love you guys. I hope that you subscribe, like, comment, and share, and get involved. I want you to get involved. And with that being said, like my grandmother always says, see ya.